Guys, I got my hair cut and this is my first time styling it. I love it. Guys, I'm back in my makeup area and I already regret not having a spinny chair. I want to spin. Hey guys, what's up? I hope you're all doing super well. I thought today we could sit down and like chit chat, do a little update, not only on my end, but you know, leave me some comments down below. I noticed when you guys comment on a couple of different videos, so I need to know what's going on. How are the midterms going? Keep me posted on the new apartment. That's right, I actively stalk all of your lives. But I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these, and so I thought it'd be fun to sit down, fill you guys in on what's been going on, and just like chit chat, hang out, put on some makeup, you know? By the way, do you recognize this sweater? This is from the last video that I did where I bought a whole bunch of stuff that I found on Instagram and TikTok. Obsessed with this sweater. I've been living in these sweaters, guys. It's so cold outside. It's like, gotta keep myself warm with a nice sweater, and this is cold coffee. I'm gonna drink it anyway though. So let's see. When did we last chat? All right, so beginning of July. Cool. It's been a minute. Let's start by pulling back my hair. Maybe we'll talk about my hair first. That's the most obvious change, at least to me. So a couple of months ago, I fell down a rabbit hole of TikTok videos all around curtain bangs. And I remember I was looking at them and I was like, oh, these are so pretty. But I was so worried, would I be able to style them, or would they work with I have fine hair. I have a lot of it, but I have fine hair, and my hair is also falling out constantly because postpartum. It's fairly common and it's something that happens quite often after giving birth, but a lot of hair loss. So I was watching the videos and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, they look so nice, and I haven't done anything different with my hair in a while, and it was getting to that point where it's super greasy because it had grown out a lot, and my hair is just naturally really oily, really oily. And so I wanted to do something. I didn't know if I wanted to go a little bit darker and maybe do brunette undertones with a blonde balayage on top, or if I wanted to do just an all over, just brighten everything up, and what I wanted to do with my hair. So then I did what I do every single time I go to the hair salon. And I don't know if anyone else does this, but I put together this big, huge, portfolio of hairstyles that I like. Haircuts, hair colors, things I find off of Pinterest and TikTok and just anywhere, but I never make a full decision. I just sort of collect. I'm like a raven. I collect all the shiny, pretty hair. And then I put off making a decision, and then I sit down in the chair, and then I just wing it. So whatever I'm feeling at that particular moment, I just go with. I don't know why I do this, but I do. So I just managed to catch myself at a particular moment where I was like, yeah, curtain bangs, let's do that. And so my hairstylist was like, for sure, let's do it. It's gonna look so great. And then I saw how much hair was being chopped off and I panicked. I'm not gonna lie to you, I panicked a little bit. Because what is a spontaneous decision without immediate regret? I actually put up a video on Instagram that walked through the whole process from beginning to end, so you can see a full before and after on Instagram if you're interested. So much fun. I've been practicing my transition arts, so you're gonna have to let me know how I'm doing. But once I saw them all styled and put together, I was like, oh, I love them. Just something a little bit different. I've been doing so many straight blunt cuts, either angled, a little bit to the shoulders, that kind of thing, for a couple years now. So it was nice to do something a little different. I love how they turned out. Today was my first full day of styling, and I've been looking up so many different tutorials and things to style them, and I really like how they're turning out, so yay. The kids have also started school, and they've been doing it from our basement. We ended up doing remote learning with another family of two girls that are the same age as Julie and Luke. And they come over a couple times a week, and we have a new teacher who just graduated, and she comes in and helps facilitate the learning process. She helps teach them when they're not doing sort of the online portion of class, and helps them with specific areas that they might be struggling with the curriculum. And it's been so nice. The kids have so much fun. And, when we were going into it, it was super stressful trying to figure out this remote learning. And I feel like with everyone, it's been hard on both ends for sure. The teachers for sure. I feel like so many teachers found out last minute what they were going to be doing. Were they going to be in the school? Were they going to be doing the remote learning? Nobody knew. I honestly cannot imagine how difficult that must have been for so many teachers out there. Like, hats off to you guys. And their teachers have been so fantastic and just, really making the learning process super fun and entertaining and just like fun slides and fun activities and, things to do. But it's hard for everyone, but like for the kids too, to sit at the computer and try and focus. It's so different from an in-class experience. So there was a lot of like back and forth and trying to figure out, but that's what's working out best for our family right now. And I feel like everyone's doing their best with the situations that they have. Some people send their kids to school, some people don't. We're all doing our best here. I don't know, that whole process was really hard for Chris and I to kind of figure out. And I feel like we're still figuring it out, and we're trying to figure out what the next stage is going to be. I think for me, I have been struggling a lot more than usual lately. I feel stuck is the best way I can describe it. Like, there are so many differing areas that need my attention, and between Connor being 8 months old now, oh my gosh, we'll get to that, and the kids needing me and needing to be there as a family member and a wife, and it's just, I'm being pulled in a lot of different directions, and so I tend to do what I always do, which isn't healthy. Don't recommend this. I just kind of like push everything down because I don't have time to deal with it right now. And so everything just gets pushed into a box, and the box is overflowing, and I'm like, no. It's kind of like a suitcase. It's like you just keep packing more things in, then you sit on the suitcase, then you sit on the suitcase with another suitcase to try and put enough weight on it to zip it closed. Yeah, we're at that stage. And I don't have time or want to deal with any of the emotions that keep bubbling up for me, because I'm also very aware that the kids are also struggling through quarantine. It's not just me. And so I'm trying to be strong for them. And I haven't been sleeping super well, partly due to Connor. He's been waking up more than usual as of recently. But like, even beyond that, I'll just sit in bed and just like, it's like a constant flow of stuff just going through my brain all freaking night. And I don't know, it's been hard for me to sit and process stuff, I guess. Well, I was getting a lot more deep than I wanted to for Get Ready With Me, but here we are. And I know deep down I need to prioritize myself. I know that I need to be more in a self-care mode, but it's hard to justify that when, I'm keeping an eye and an ear out for my kids, my family. They're my priority, And I also obviously do filming full time. So I'm creating videos on this channel and on RachhLoves Life, which I love. Like, every time I'm on camera, I'm so excited to be there and I'm so happy. I'm an overachiever to like the nth degree. And when I love something, I like go all in, and it gives me energy and life, and I'm enthusiastic and just like, I want to dive like head first right down the rabbit hole of YouTube. I love it so much. It is never, ever an issue for me to get up and do what I love, but it's also a lot to balance that with my family and doing all these things. And there really is no break. Like any job, you can't just like randomly take a couple of weeks off. Like like vacation, but that's besides the point. The YouTube algorithm rewards consistency and continual content creation, and it doesn't take kindly to breaks. And I never ever want to come across as ungrateful for being in a position where I get to work from home and spend time with my family and also do what I love and something that I am super passionate about. So I work super hard because I love it, and I want to continue to get better and create cool content, and like I get to hang out with you guys all day, which is pretty awesome. So I've been looking at like expanding the team a little bit. So we obviously have the teacher who's been with the kids during parts of the day so I can kind of bucket my time a little bit that way. And then I also hired on an editor to help out editing Rachel. Don't worry, she's still there. Can't take away her sassy boots, but he's been helping out a ton in those areas. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that I feel like we don't like chat about. It's not all just like me sitting in front of camera and being like, look at my makeup. But I'm such a personal development and business book nerd, and I love that stuff, and I'm always researching and learning and trying to be better as a person, as like a business, as like everything. So I read so much, and I'm trying to constantly take the things that I have been learning and like apply them to just better myself and my business. And one of those things, and it's been really hard for me because so much of my YouTube is me, and so it's really hard for me to let go of that and lose a bit of control over that. Oh my gosh, I'm already getting emotional. Wow, Rachel, it's not that deep. But I struggle a lot because this channel, it was just me, you know, for so long, and it was just makeup. It was just like, it was just us hanging out, and it's hard for me to relinquish some of that control over it. And honestly, I don't regret it. Like, these two humans have helped us so much in helping so that I can focus on being on camera and being my best self on camera with you guys, not including right now, and focusing on creative and coming up with cool new ideas and experimenting. Like, I don't do a lot of clothing stuff. Like I do a lot of makeup, but I have been watching and learning more about the clothing space because I have a lot of interest in it, and I want to get better at putting together outfits and not just living in pajamas. Don't get me wrong, I still will. So it's been giving me the time to experiment with those things and play with different concepts and the cooking stuff and things like that. So that's been really helpful, but it's a lot for me to let go of that a bit, the control. There's been a book that I have been reading recently that describes me so much. I actually had a breakdown while trying to explain it to Chris. So the book, it's actually open on my phone. Here we go. It's High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. And it is a book, I think it's actually supposed to be for like high-level executives in particular, but he has done decades of work on overachievers. I need to keep doing my makeup. I just want to sit and talk. So his book has been all around how to hone in on these different things that make overachievers super unique and better tailoring them to growth and moving forward and not being stuck on the negative elements of being an overachiever. And there were certain stories, especially in the beginning. He doesn't do a ton of stories, which I actually kind of like in the way that it's an audiobook. It's on Audible. This isn't sponsored. That's how I listen to books. And he'd been talking to a woman who had 3 kids and her business was thriving. She was doing great. But she felt like she wasn't able to juggle things, and she was struggling personally. Even though everything felt so great, she didn't feel great. And so he was going through this example and what the woman was saying and what it meant for her as an overachiever. And I listened to it and I was like, Chris, listen to this. This is me. And I remember him having the headphones on, and I'm just sitting there and I just start like sobbing because this is the first book. Oh my gosh, wow, this is an emotional get ready with me. Whew. It was the first audiobook that I had come across that so accurately described me. And I felt like he was speaking to my soul. It just spoke so much to my constant desire for learning new things and continuing to better myself, and my drive and passion in learning more about my business and what I do and how can I be better, and throwing myself into everything, like full on, head first, diving off the high dive and doing it because I love it, but doing it sometimes at the detriment of my own health. And he described in so many of the chapters myself, and I've learned so much from this book. So if you are out there, my fellow overachievers, I highly recommend this book. It has been game-changing for me. But in reading it, it has also opened up that suitcase a bit of emotions, and some stuff has started to leak out. And so I've been using my weighted blanket more and trying to take evenings off and focusing on my own mental health a bit. But I feel like we're all struggling. And I want you guys to know too, other than this moment right now, when I am on camera and when I am filming here or on RachhLoves Life, I am so happy. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm ever, putting on a front and just pushing through and, getting it done. Like, I love what I do. And I think it's all the other things and the other elements that are outside of my control, the quarantine, the things going on, dropping things, and the chaos that is my house sometimes. I get very overwhelmed very easily with clutter. And so Chris, of course, being the good, amazing boy that he is, does so much. And obviously, like, when he's with the kids, he's with the kids. And when I'm working, I'm working. And so clutter and stuff kind of gets pushed to the side because it's not a priority. But that, I think, sort of like, it reminds me of like the state of my brain. When there's a lot all over the place, it's sort of a representation for what my brain looks like. And so that's what it feels like. And I just had an out-of-body moment where I was like, I'm filming a video and hanging out with you guys, and I'm also feel like I'm in therapy. Oh, screw it. We're not going to finish makeup. We're going to hang out for a minute. I just want to say to everyone that we're all on some level at some point, especially over the last couple of months, struggling. And I want to let you know that that's okay. And I'm telling you this, but I'm also telling myself this, that sometimes it's important to let those emotions out and to feel them. And you can let them out through therapy. You can let them out on camera, in a journal, to people you love. But I think that it's important to recognize and not just push things down. And I just want to say that if you're struggling, sometimes I'm here for you. And I'm here with you virtually, because we don't have to do it alone. And we shouldn't have to. And I want you to know that we will get through this all together as a crew. And it's been a crazy year, to put it lightly. I don't know what the rest of 2020 is going to bring, or 2021, but I know that we are going to do this together. We got this. Wow, I really did like half-ass my makeup here. Smear some stuff on. Complete it. I'll just put on more mascara. That'll make this look finished right. Oh my gosh, I even forgot to talk about Connor. My sweet baby. Okay. Connor. Okay, happy topic. I'm very excited about this. So, sweet baby Connor, he is 8 months old now, and he is such a sweet boy. He is such a big, sweet, chunky little boy. He has been kind of going between the 97th and 99th percentile in terms of height. He is 8 months old and wears 24-month clothing. And he has the sweetest, just happy kind of a temperament, and he just kind of goes with the flow, and he loves being around all of his siblings, and just he's very happy boy. He's a happy boy. I'm gonna regret putting mascara on my lower lashes, but I don't care. Because he had laryngomalacia and he has the two fingers fused together, he has gone through a litany of different tests. He's had like heart scans and brain scans and we went in and got x-rays done on his shoulders, and he does osteo and physio, and he goes in for so many different like tests and things like that. And by the grace of God, he is a very healthy little boy. He has low muscle tone, but not like a dangerous level. He's just a little bit behind on certain more physical tasks than other babies his age, just in terms of like on a scale kind of thing. He's not super far behind, but like he's doing things that, you know, a 6.5, 7-month-old should be doing, and not quite at where an 8-month-old should be. And so he has been doing so much better and making such incredible progress. And like my doctor, we went in for an appointment recently, and she was so impressed. She's like, oh my gosh, he's doing so well. And like, just the work has paid off, and he is doing really well. And that makes me really, really happy. What doesn't make me happy is I have to go in for a pre-op appointment with him for his upcoming surgery, though I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to find out, I guess, in November, but he has to get those fingers separated. Fortunately, they are 2 separate fingers, 2 separate nails. So it's a 4-hour surgery where they slice it and cut it, and kind of like there's like a whole process to it. But obviously I'm not super happy about that or very excited about that. That's one of those things deep in the suitcase that I don't really want to talk about. And I know he's going to be fine. And I know that the surgery is going to be so successful and so wonderful. And I'm excited for it to be over with. But that has been on my brain recently, and just having to go into the hospital and talk to a surgeon and, you know, do all these things. And I'm not looking forward to it, but I in my last video, I heard from so many of you mamas that had kids who had those fingers, and like the surgery was so easy peasy and just got it done and they healed. And here's some tips and tricks on how to heal. Like, it's helped me so much. So thank you. But otherwise, he is a very good boy. We're working on the whole sleeping through the night thing. And I feel like every baby is so different with that. Like Julie, there's some hairs there. Good job, Rachel. Julia was around 10 months when I finally got her to sleep through the night. Luke was about 8 months, and with quarantine and just, you know, all that stuff, I think Connor's been a little behind as well. But I got him doing like the most important thing, I feel like, for me, which is he is able to put himself to sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I put him in his crib after we do our whole like nap time routine or bedtime routine, he will go to sleep himself. And so that, I feel like, is a big barrier for anyone who's trying to encourage their children to sleep through the night. I don't like saying sleep training because that gives a negative connotation for some reason. It shouldn't, like, it doesn't need to be a bad thing, but it's important to teach your children in whichever way you choose to be able to fall asleep if they wake up in the middle of the night. Just like we do, like we roll over and we get some water, or we just think excessively. You have to find ways of being able to like put yourself to sleep, you know? So like we have been working on that with Mr. Connor, and he's doing well. We're just trying to figure out the naps. I think the naps are always the hardest, you know? Like they never go down easy with that. There was a week, I think it was not last week, but the week before, and he had 20-minute naps all day for a week. And then in between the naps, he was just super cranky. That was a lot, not gonna lie to you. But now, we'll spray this down. Much better. Beautiful. But he's sleeping a lot better, having like hour naps or so, which is great. The older 2 are also doing well. I think, you know, quarantine is hard for everyone, but I feel like that age group, it's really tough. I think it was Luke the other day asked Chris and I if we had a quarantine when we were kids. Broke my heart. They're just so excited for the quarantine to be over, is what they continually say. And I know that Luke is going to thrive when he gets into a classroom. He's just my like go-getter, outgoing, loves everyone kind of kid. And then Julia, she's fine with being at home, to be honest. She's very like take it or leave school. She gets to see her friend and have her come over for like the learning pod kind of situation. So she's totally good. But just making sure that she feels supported on my end as a mom, and that she feels she can tell me if she doesn't feel okay. Like, she's grade 2, so she's starting to like learn a little bit more about what is going on and what's happening, and she's internalizing a lot of it, and she knows enough that she knows what's going on, but not enough to be able to do anything. And so helping her feel like she has some control over what's going on in her life is really important for me. So I've been trying to figure that out too. That was a roller coaster of a video. Did I finish? Did I actually do a get ready with me? I feel like not. I mean, technically I am ready. took a minute to get there though. Almost thought we weren't gonna make it, friends. But thank you for joining me for this. I don't even know what this is. This was a hangout therapy session, turns out. But truly and honestly, thank you guys for watching my videos and for supporting me for however long you've been on here, whether on this channel or the other channel or both. I see your comments, and I really hope that you are doing well and that you are taking care of yourself. And I hope that you know that I'm here and I am cheering you all on from a distance. So leave me some comments below. Let me know what you guys have been up to and how you've been doing, at the positive, the negative, whatever it is, because we are all just, every time I go in the comment section, you guys are so positive, encouraging to one another, and that just feels like family to me. So thank you guys. I hope you are enjoying this video and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And check out these videos in case you've missed any. I, again, hope you guys are doing well. Love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Love you all. Mwah.